5 reasons why wars in the Middle East will continue. The Middle East is the world's most war-torn region. Iranian-backed militias are active in Iraq. Israel is at war with Hezbollah and Hamas in Syria. Palestine remains a hotbed of conflict. In Libya, Turkish-backed factions battle Egyptian-backed ones. In Syria, Russia and Iran support various groups. Saudi Arabia and the UAE are involved in Yemen. So is Iran, which supports a different side. Why is there no end in sight? 1. Foreign intervention. The Middle East has a history of colonialism. First it was controlled by the Ottoman Empire. Then France and Britain partitioned it among themselves. This created arbitrary borders and divided communities. Modern foreign interventions in the Middle East have all failed. The US, Russia, Iran, Turkey, and others have brought more turmoil. 2. Authoritarian regimes. The Middle East is dominated by dictatorial regimes. Oppressive regimes lack accountability to their populations. They don't need to worry about elections or popularity. This means 2 things. A. It's easy for a dictator to start a war. B. There are always those willing to overthrow the regime. Attempts to remove dictators have led to civil wars. Examples include the Syrian, Libyan, and Yemeni civil wars. The Democracy Index surveys 20 countries in the Middle East and North Africa. 17 are classified as authoritarian. 2 are hybrid regimes. 1. Israel is a flawed democracy. None are classified as full democracies as of 2022. 3. Poverty. Around 19 million people live in poverty across the region. Poverty is a major driver of wars. It's definitely a factor in places like Yemen and Lebanon. Over the last 5 years, the Middle East has seen more poverty. The number of people living below the poverty line has doubled. On the other hand, there's great wealth too. This injustice is the fuse on the powder keg. 4. Young demographic. The Middle East has a young population. The average age across the region is only 26. A younger population is more likely to result in more wars. Young people need jobs and opportunities. If these aren't available, they are more likely to adopt extremist views. Young people are less invested in the status quo. Of course, it also means more men of fighting age. The average age in Iraq is 21. In Syria, it's 25. In Yemen, it's 20. 5. Sectarian divides. The Middle East is an incredibly diverse region. The majority of the population is Sunni Arab, but there are sizable Shiite, Christian, Turkmen, Druze, and Kurdish communities. The Sunni and Shiite communities are often in conflict. Saudi Arabia is Sunni, Iran is Shia. Both countries back militant groups elsewhere. Religious divisions are behind the Iraq-ISIS conflict. They are the reasons for the first Iraq civil war. Religious differences drove the Syrian, Lebanese, and Yemeni civil wars. Many political and religious leaders exploit sectarian divides. They stoke more conflict for their own political gain. This creates a never-ending cycle of violence. Wars begin when you will, but they do not end when you please. Niccolo Machiavelli.